All right, Bart with a bicycle rider, and I've got a treat in my hands right now. This is the Marin Mountain Vision 9, and this bike is a pretty revolutionary bike as far as the new nailed technology. And I'll have to do a whole nother video about the technology into this suspension, but it allows you to ride an all mountain bike, and when I say that, this is a really aggressive all mountain bike, meaning it can handle just about any mountain you have in front of you, and you can actually pedal this bike. And for a guy like me, a cross-country guy that enjoys catching air and hitting big jumps and all that stuff that I don't really get to do in this region of the country much, when I do go to a bike park or something, I still like to pedal. And this bike like this lets you pedal, because I've had to rent a few bikes at different bike parks that were great at going downhill, but really didn't want to go uphill too much. And some people will say, well, why the heck would you want to ride uphill? But that's what, that's what cross-country racers do. And with this bike, I'm actually able to go cross-country. I'm not just having to ride up the chairlift and down the mountain. I can actually go take advantage of a lot of the bike park that, only the cross-country guys or guys that have, trail bikes can do. And I can really, go see those type of things with this bike. And this bike is really, like I said, it's an aggressive downhill style bike, and it's got some really high-end components that I'm going to talk about in a whole other video, because there's just so much tech to this bike. But I just wanted to kind of give you an introduction. I haven't talked much about the Marin Mountain Vision, and it does say Mountain Vision 9 up top, right in some blue writing. So it's a really good looking bike, and it's a bike that I don't ride a whole lot here on our local trail situations, just because I've got more cross-country bikes. But it's got a really nice dropper seat post, and it's ready to go. It's aggressive. It's got the some really nice cranks, some carbon cranks, and it's just more of a beefy bike than we really ride in this part of the country. But we do live close to Keesler Air Force Base, so we have a lot of guys that come in from other parts of the country, and they bring their bikes, and a lot of them bring, 150, 160 millimeter downhill bikes to South Mississippi, and they're kind of, I heard a term the other day, someone told me it was pedally. I'm like, well, pedally? What do you mean by that? He goes, well, you have to pedal down here. And I'm from Colorado, so I understand how gravity works, and you can get spoiled with that. But we ride what we can down here, and a lot of that means you have to pedal. And a bike like this, if this was the one bike that you had to tote across country to go to different places, you can actually ride this bike on our local trail system and still have fun and be able to ride fast. But yet, if you took this bike up into Bentonville, Arkansas, and wanted to huck a line or something, this bike is definitely capable of that. And that's exactly what I did. I took this bike out to North Star, California, and in a day or two I met some locals out on the trail, and I started off a little bit timid, just because I'm not used to so much airtime, and this bike gave me the confidence to chase down the trails with these locals. And before I knew it, I was had some new friends out in Reno that I'm going to say are pretty radical dudes. Those guys don't play when it comes to air or hucking cliffs or anything else. And luckily, the Marin Rift Zone let me, or I say the Rift Zone because that's what I ride around here, but the Marin Mountain Vision let me do those type of situations with total confidence. So we're going to do more on the Mountain Vision since we have it here in Mississippi. Pretty soon this bike's probably going to be traveling the country again. But just know, here on the Bicycle Rider, we do all types of riding, everything from road biking to what I'm going to call downhill, and what we call downhill in California or something might be a little bit different. But these guys at Marin, they're Marin County, California, so they're on the forefront of what a bike like this can do. And a guy named Sippy put this bike in my hand at one time, and told me just ride it, and the harder you ride it, the more you'll like it. And this bike really did eat up all those situations. So we'll go more into the trail tech with this bike and the revolutionary nailed suspension in the future. But I just want to throw this out here as a teaser. We do have this bike, and if you're interested in the Mountain Vision, let us know. We've got it in our hands. We can touch it, feel it, take pictures, answer questions. We do ride these bikes. Mountain Vision, Marin, awesome.